Friends, the Kaaba is one of the most sacred places in the world, and its protection is carried out by angels. But hearing this will shock you, and your hair will stand on end. Inside the Kaaba, a serpent has been guarding the treasure for 500 years. It is said that this snake's head is like that of a child, and no human in the world has the courage to approach it. This snake is extremely terrifying. Why is this snake guarding the treasure? We will also explain its story. When the Kaaba was first excavated, what was found inside? Who first placed the black stone in the Kaaba? The Kaaba has been reconstructed several times. Why was the family of Hazrat Ismail, peace be upon him, expelled from Mecca? All these details will be explained in this video. Therefore, watch the video till the end. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so, like the video, and share it with your friends. Thank you, friends. When I was in the plain of Arafat, where Hazrat Adam, peace be upon him, and Mother Hawa, Eve, met, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala sent Gabriel, peace be upon him, to them and commanded, build a house for me. Jibril, peace be upon him, drew a line, and Hazrat Adam, peace be upon him, began digging at that spot. Then Hazrat Adam and Mother Hawa together constructed it. When the Kaaba was built, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala commanded, perform tawaf, circumambulation, around this house. You are the first human to perform tawaf around it. This is the first house built for the worship of people. After this, the Kaaba was reconstructed by Hazrat Shiz, peace be upon him. Later, during the time of Hazrat Noah, peace be upon him, evil began to appear in every corner of the world. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala sent a flood across the entire earth, and the Kaaba was lifted to the heavens, leaving only a red mound in its place. Hazrat Ismail, peace be upon him, was born in the land of Sham through Hazrat Hajra, peace be upon her. At that time, Hazrat Ibrahim, peace be upon him, had no children. Hazrat Ibrahim, peace be upon him, was commanded by Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala to leave Hazrat Hajra and her son Ismail in a desolate place where there was nothing but dry mountains. Hazrat Ibrahim took Hazrat Hajra and Ismail to the place where the Kaaba stands today. At that time, there was no population, no water, and no spring. Hazrat Ibrahim left some dates and a small amount of water with them and departed. Hazrat Hajra called out from behind, "Where are you going, leaving us in this wilderness?" Hazrat Hajra called out several times, but he did not respond. Finally, she asked, "Did Allah command you to do this, or are you doing it of your own will?" Hazrat Hajra said, "Go, I trust in Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. He will not let me and my child perish." After this, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala caused a spring of water to gush forth. Later, the tribe of Banu Jurhum settled in that area. Hazrat Ibrahim, peace be upon him, continued to visit Mecca, but he was not permitted to see his son. Then Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala commanded him to rebuild the Kaaba. When Hazrat Ibrahim, peace be upon him, arrived in Mecca from Sham, he found Hazrat Ismail, peace be upon him, making arrows under a tree. When Hazrat Ismail saw him, he rushed to embrace him, and both wept. Hazrat Ibrahim, peace be upon him, said, "My son, Allah has commanded me to build his house here." The construction of Allah's house began. Hazrat Ismail, peace be upon him, carried stones, while Hazrat Ibrahim, peace be upon him, built the walls. When the walls of the Kaaba rose high, a stone descended from the heavens, and Hazrat Ibrahim stood on it to continue building the walls. Both father and son prayed, "O Lord, accept this act of ours. Indeed, you are the all-hearing, the all-knowing." Alongside the Kaaba, Hazrat Ismail, peace be upon him, had a large herd of goats. When Hazrat Ibrahim, peace be upon him, finished building the Kaaba, he asked Ismail to bring a stone to serve as a marker. This stone was brought by Jibril, peace be upon him, from the mountain of Abu Kubais. Hazrat Ibrahim, peace be upon him, placed it in its designated spot where it remains to this day, and by Allah's will, it will remain until the Day of Judgment. Later, the Kaaba was reconstructed by the tribe of Banu Jurhum. This tribe was related to Hazrat Ismail, peace be upon him, through marriage. Although Hazrat Ismail's descendants held a respected position, they had no authority left. Years passed, and as their power weakened, the tribe of Adnan took control of Mecca. Later, Banu Jurhum seized control of the treasures of the Kaaba, music. They were expelled from Mecca, and when they left, they buried all their valuable possessions in the well of Zamzam. The people of Persia continued to sell many precious items for the Kaaba, and their leaders buried gold swords, diamonds, and jewels in the well of Zamzam every night. A serpent took control of all these buried treasures, preventing anyone from Makkah from approaching the Kaaba. Whenever the people of Makkah tried to enter the Kaaba, they would flee upon seeing the serpent. A leader named Umar bin Lahiya, who was known for his strength and influence across the Arab world, decided to abandon the worship of Allah and instead worship idols. He declared, "I will destroy the Kaaba and build a new temple. We will start a new era." He traveled to the region of Balkha in Sham, where people worshipped idols. In all these regions, the rule of Amalika prevailed. When he arrived in Balkha, he saw a market filled with beautifully carved wooden and stone idols. These idols were so stunning that anyone who saw them was captivated. The people of Balkha worshipped these idols, bowing before them. Umar bin Lahiya thought, if the people of Amalika hold these idols in such high regard, the people of Makkah will surely go mad for them and worship them. He decided to install these idols inside the Kaaba. He took an idol named Hubal, which was carved in human form but had a broken hand. Hubal was adorned with precious stones and was the largest and most prominent idol in Balkha. Umar bin Lahiya brought Hubal to Makkah and gathered the people in the courtyard of the Kaaba. He announced, "I have brought a great gift for you." The people of Amalika worship this idol and bow before it. He then presented Hubal to the people, claiming that its broken hand symbolized that it would not give anything to its worshippers, while its intact hand symbolized that it would grant their wishes. Music. The idol was placed in the courtyard of the Kaaba for several days, where people danced and celebrated around it. If anyone refused to worship it, they would be insulted so severely that they would retreat in shame. After a few days, Hubal was installed inside the Kaaba. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, later said, "I saw Umar bin Lahiya dragging his intestines in hell." Umar bin Lahiya invited the other tribes of Makkah to carve their own idols and place them around the Kaaba. Whenever a tribe had a dispute with another, their idol would be removed from the Kaaba. Some people from Makkah were passing near the area of Nakhla when they found 5 idols named Wad, Yaguth, Suwa, Nasr, and Ya'uk. They brought these idols back and buried them at a specific location. When they returned to Makkah, they spread the news that they had discovered more idols under the influence of Hubal. They then took the people of Makkah to Nakhla, dug up the idols and placed them inside the Kaaba. Thus the people began worshipping these idols as well, and the house of idols was established. Time passed, and during the era of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the tribe of Banu Khuza'ah expelled the tribe of Banu Jurhum from Makkah, becoming the leaders of Makkah. They took control of all the arrangements related to the Kaaba and reconstructed it. When the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was around 35 years old, the Quraysh decided to rebuild the Kaaba. For the reconstruction, wood was purchased from a ship that had wrecked near the coast of Jeddah. It was decided that the tribe of Banu Abd al-Manaf would reconstruct the wall of Hijr Ismail, the tribe of Banu Asad would rebuild the wall near the door, and the tribe of Banu Makhzum would reconstruct the wall facing the black stone. Inside the well of the Kaaba, there was a serpent that terrified people, and no one had the courage to approach it. This serpent would often bask in the sun on the walls of the Kaaba. The reconstruction work was halted due to fear of the serpent. One day, an eagle swooped down like lightning, grabbed the serpent, and flew away. This incident is mentioned in several Arabic books. All the tribes gathered at their designated spots, but no one dared to touch the walls of the Kaaba. Finally, Walid bin Mughira picked up a pickaxe and climbed up, declaring, "O Allah, we do not intend any harm. We only wish to rebuild your house." He removed a stone and waited overnight to see if any calamity would befall them. When the night passed peacefully, they continued the reconstruction. Each tribe collected stones and began rebuilding the structure. When it came time to place the black stone, each tribe wanted the honor of placing it themselves. Tensions rose and bloodshed seemed imminent. Finally, they agreed that the first person to enter the Kaaba the next morning would decide the matter. The next day, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was the first to arrive. Everyone was pleased to see him. He instructed them to bring a large cloth and placed the black stone in the center. He then asked the leaders of each tribe to hold the edges of the cloth and lift it together. When they reached the designated spot, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, himself placed the black stone in its position. Later, during the time of Hazrat Abdullah bin Zubair, when the Kaaba was damaged, he consulted Hazrat Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, who was his aunt. She mentioned that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had expressed a desire to rebuild the Kaaba according to the dimensions of Hazrat Ibrahim's, peace be upon him, time, including the Hijr Ismail, and having 2 doors, one for entry and one for exit. Hazrat Abdullah bin Zubair reconstructed the Kaaba accordingly. However, when Hajjaj bin Yusuf came to power, he destroyed the Kaaba and rebuilt it in its previous form. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had prophesied, "A man from the tribe of Thaqif will destroy the Kaaba. He will be crooked-handed and bald. He will strike it with a pickaxe and dismantle it piece by piece." The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "I see him now. He will destroy the Kaaba and take its treasures. He will be a bald man with crooked hands, striking it with a pickaxe."